We often think of gods as immortal, unchanging, eternal. In most mythologies, the gods defeat the monsters, rule the heavens, and exist forever. But the Norse myths are different. In the shadow of Yggdrasil, the world tree, the Aesir gods have always known the truth. They are not immortal. Their reign is temporary. They are living on borrowed time. There is a date circled on the calendar of destiny, a day when the chains will break, the dead will sail, and the sky itself will split apart. It is the twilight of the gods, the doom of the powers. It is Ragnarok. In this video, we are going to walk through the entire timeline of the Norse apocalypse, from the first warning signs of the Fimbul winter to the final bloody duel on the plains of Vigrid. We will see who fights who dies, and importantly, what comes after. Prepare yourselves. The wolf is at the door. Ragnarok does not begin with fire. It begins with ice. Before the gods bleed, the world must suffer. The prose Edda tells us of the immediate prelude to the end times, Fimbul Vetter, or the mighty winter. Imagine a winter that does not end. Snow drives in from all directions. The sun is useless. It draws no heat. There is no spring, no summer, no autumn. Just 3 consecutive years of biting frost and darkness. But the weather is only half of the horror. As resources dwindle, humanity turns on itself. The bonds of kinship, sacred in Norse culture, shatter. Brothers kill brothers for scraps of food. Fathers turn on sons. The social contract dissolves into chaos. While Midgard freezes, the cosmos begins to tremble. High in the ironwood, the old giantess is feeding the brood of Fenrir, 2 wolves, Skjold and Hati, who have chased the sun and moon since the dawn of time, finally catch their prey. The sun is swallowed. The moon is devoured. The stars turn off like extinguished candles. The world is now plunged into absolute darkness, illuminated only by the snow and the spilling of blood. The earth begins to shake, trees are uprooted, mountains crumble, and it is this shaking that leads to the next phase, the breaking of bonds. The earthquakes are not random. They are the result of the world's greatest monsters struggling against their prisons. For eons, the Aesir tried to bind the forces of chaos. But fate cannot be bound forever. First, there is Loki, the trickster god, bound beneath the earth with the entrails of his own son, with venom dripping onto his face. The earth shakes as he writhes in pain. Finally, his bonds snap. Loki is free, and his mind is set on one thing: absolute revenge against the family that cast him out. Then, the most terrifying beast of all, Fenrir, the great wolf, bound by the magical ribbon Gleipnir. The trembling earth shatters his fetters. He rises, shaking the dust of ages from his fur. The Eddas say his mouth gapes so wide that his lower jaw touches the earth and his upper jaw touches the heavens. If there were room, he would open it even wider. Fire burns from his eyes and nostrils, and in the deep ocean, his brother stirs, Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent. He releases his tail from his mouth and thrashes toward the land. His movement causes tidal waves that swamp the coastlines, dragging poison and death onto the shores. With the waters rising, a ship floats free, Naglfar, the ship made entirely from the fingernails and toenails of dead men. This is why the Norse were so careful to trim the nails of the deceased, to delay the building of this ship. But now it is finished. The giants board it. Loki takes the helm. The army of the dead is sailing for Asgard. On the Rainbow Bridge, Bifrost the Watcher stands ready. Heimdall, the god who requires less sleep than a bird and can hear grass grow. He sees them coming. The fire giants from Muspelheim in the south, led by Surtur with his flaming sword. The frost giants from the north, Loki and his army of the dead. Heimdall lifts the Gjallarhorn to his lips. He blows a blast so loud, it is heard in every corner of the 9 worlds. The gods do not panic. They have known this day was coming. Odin, the All-Father, rides swiftly to the well of Mimir to seek one last counsel with the head of the wise giant. What is said there, no one knows, but when Odin returns, the plan is set. He calls the Einherjar, the spirits of the heroic dead who have been feasting in Valhalla for centuries. This is what they died for. This is their moment. 800 doors open in Valhalla. 800 warriors march shoulder to shoulder out of each door. A massive army of light to meet the army of darkness. They converge on a field called Vigrid, a battlefield stretching 100 leagues in every direction. This is the kill zone. The battle is chaotic, but the myths focus on a series of legendary duels, personal grudges that are finally settled in blood. First, the All-Father. Odin rides straight for Fenrir. This is the battle of order versus chaos. Odin's spear, Gungnir, flashes, but Fenrir is simply too massive. The prophecy stated long ago that Odin would fall to the wolf. In a moment of horror that shakes the morale of the gods, Fenrir swallows Odin whole. The king of the gods is gone. But Odin's son, Vidar, the silent god, is ready. He wears a magical shoe, crafted from all the leather scraps humans threw away over the centuries. He steps one foot into Fenrir's jaw, grabs the upper jaw with his hand, and rips the wolf apart. Odin is avenged. While Odin falls, Thor meets his old nemesis, the Midgard serpent. This is a brawl of brute strength. Thunder crashes against poison. Thor, battering the serpent with Mjolnir, finally lands the killing blow. He smashes the serpent's head, ending the beast. Thor turns to walk away, but the serpent's poison is potent. Thor takes 9 steps, staggers, and falls dead to the earth. The protector of mankind is no more. Elsewhere, the carnage continues. Freyr, the god of fertility, faces Surtur, the fire giant. But Freyr gave away his magic sword for love years ago. He fights bravely with a stag's antler, but it is not enough. Freyr falls. Tyr, the one-handed god of justice, fights the hellhound Garm. They kill one another. And finally, the old rivals, Heimdall and Loki. There are no tricks left. Just steel. They clash, wounding each other mortally. They fall side by side, mutual destruction. The gods are dead. The monsters are dead. The armies are decimated. Surtur, the fire giant, looks upon the ruin. He flings fire across the 9 worlds. The flames climb the world tree. The steam rises. The land sinks into the boiling sea. Silence falls. The universe returns to the Ginnungagap, the yawning void from whence it came. If this were a Hollywood movie, the heroes would have stopped the apocalypse, but the Norse were realists. They knew that winter always comes. They knew that everything dies, but they also knew that spring follows winter. From the dark ocean, a new earth rises. It is green and beautiful. The eagle flies again. A new sun, the daughter of the old one, takes to the sky. And not everyone is dead. Hidden in the wood of Hodmimis Holt, 2 humans survived the fire. Leif and Lifthrasir, life and lust for life. They emerged to repopulate the earth. Some gods survive too. Thor's sons, Magni and Modi, walk through the new grass, carrying their father's hammer. Odin's sons, Vidar and Vali, are there. And rising from the underworld, Balder the Beautiful returns. They find the golden game pieces the Aesir used to play with in the grass. They sit down and they begin the game anew. The cycle continues. Ragnarok is a story of destruction, yes, but it is ultimately a story of hope. It teaches us that while the end is inevitable, it is also a beginning. Thank you for watching this complete history of the Norse apocalypse. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like and subscribe for more legends and lore. Until next time, watch the skies.